All right. Welcome back, all you sorcerers. My name is Itachi, and this is Itachi Gaming, and welcome back to another DSA Disney Sorcerers Arena video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday afternoon out there. It's gorgeous here where I'm at, nice and warm. So, guys, we are coming into the end of Coconut Crackdown, which is that event for MOANA and Maui, and we are coming into Coastal Conflict, and Oceanic is making a huge splash in this game right now with taking over the meta. They're being able to beat teams like Kingdom and even the beloved Frozen team, and so we have got a meta shift from Frozen over to Oceanic with the addition of the Oceanic characters that have been put in this game. Maui and MOANA going ahead and tying everything together is fan-freaking-tastic. But a big thing I actually want to talk about today is Coastal Conflict. We've been talking about this for the past couple of months, that Oceanic's going to be needed to get your materials for your Sorcerer Stones for Speed Stones, and now it's here, guys. Sorcerer Stone Trial number 3, Coastal Conflict. You're going to be going up against my man Davy Jones here in order to get your speed materials along with your defense materials, guys. And so let's go in here, take a look at what the requirements are and the rewards. So requirements first, and then we'll go over the rewards. So Coastal Conflict 1, you're gonna need 2 Oceanic characters. All your characters need to be at least gear 3 stars or better, and they need to be at least gear tier 3 or better. Now they recommend level 40 along with gear tier 4, but you just need gear tier 3 to get in, and typically you can get past that just fine. For part number 2 here, Coastal Conflict 2, you're gonna still need those 2 Oceanic characters, but we're just gonna bump up the star level here. We're going to 4 stars as opposed to 3 stars, and we're bumping up the gear tier, going from gear tier 3 to gear tier 4. Now they're going to recommend level 45 for this, along with gear tier 5 in order to get through this particular one. Usually 1 or 2 are fairly easy, and you can get through it with just the required star count in gear tier. Now Coastal Conflict 3, this might be where you get into kind of your first little roadblock here. Here's where we're going to need three Oceanic characters. Now we're talking about star level 5, at least 5 stars or better, and gear tier 4. So we're not moving the gear tier, but we are moving the star count and the number of Oceanic characters that you need. Now obviously they're going to recommend level 50 for this particular node, along with gear tier 5 as opposed to gear tier 4. I do believe if you have the right characters, you'll still be able to get through this with gear tier 4. Moving on to Coastal Conflict 4, there's only 5 nodes in this guy, so 4, we're gonna bump it up to 4 Oceanic characters. You guys kind of see where this is going. We're leading up to 5, right? So we're gonna increase the star level here, so we're going up to 6 stars, and we're gonna increase the gear tier to gear tier 5. So we're slowly creeping up to gear tier 6 and 7 stars, but they're gonna recommend gear tier 6, 55, level 55 or better. And then obviously Coastal Conflict 5 is going to be our final node here for this, and this is going to get us to 7-star characters, a completely full Oceanic team, and gear tier 6 are all the requirements in order to even play this part of the event. Now they're going to recommend level 60 on this, and gear tier 7 in order to get through this node. And so let's talk about the rewards here, guys. So obviously on 1, you're just going to go and get those sorcerer's coins. These are going to help you out with getting your stones, essentially. So what these do is they take you over here, and you're going to get your chipped stones. These are going to start you out with essentially level 1, 5% increase in that stat. So let's go back here. So those coins are very, very helpful. The more of those that you get, those chipped topazes and things like that, are going to help you later on to be able to essentially combine them together to get even larger stats out of your characters. More speed, more defense, more offense, whatever it is that you're actually working on, health. to help you out there. So as we go to 2, we're going to increase the number of coins we're going to get from 150 to 180 up to 630 to 680, and we're going to add on these faint yellow starlights and faint blue starlights, which are going to be needed to go from 5% to 10% increase in speed or defense for these particular ones. As we move up to number 3 here, we're going to move on to 900 plus of the sorcerer's coins, almost getting us 1 chipped stone here. So, but we're also going to increase the amount of faint yellow starlight and faint blue starlight we're going to get, and we're going to add in yellow starlight, which is going to need it to go from 10% to your 15%. So the max level, the max amount you can get out of your actual stones. It's essentially the tier 3 stones that you're going to need there. All right, as we move on to 4, you're bumping up to 1.2k. Now that's going to guarantee you at least 1 stone with these coins, and we're going to again increase the faint yellow starlight, the faint blue starlight, the amount of yellow and blue starlight that you can get in this particular node. And then moving on to our final stage, Coastal Conflict 5, we're going to 1.5k in those coins. And then again, increasing again that faint starlight, the faint yellow starlight and blue starlight, and then your blue and yellow starlights, which are again very, very necessary for crafting bigger stones going all the way up to tier 3. So if you didn't know, the faint is used for tier 2 stones. The regular starlight is used for phase 3 or level 3 stones. So that's what we're trying to get to, is that level 3. That's going to give you 15% increase on those stones, which is fantastic. Now let's go in and talk about what you're going to want to be farming for this event. Now Oceanic, like I said, has made a huge splash in DSA, being able to take on teams like Kingdom, which is the #1 free-to-play team right now in the meta, and the most beloved Frozen team, which is kind of getting a little old, and so we're right on time with something new and fresh. Oceanic riding the wave in and taking over the meta, and so that's what's going to be needed for this event. Now I'm gonna give you some 5 free-to-play options first to be able to farm, so that you can at least get started in on this event, and that's going to be Ariel, which you're going to use as a leader. You get her at the beginning of the game, and so she's just going to give you a little small health boost here, and her kit is going to actually play well from her basic, and how it can chain with slow being placed on opponents, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Also with her special, being able to heal your entire team is huge as you go against these PvE type of events. Now number 2 should have been a big character that you farmed out of the exchange, and that's going to be my man's Jack Sparrow, and he has got some great crowd control with his special Cannonball Barrage, and then you've got his special number 2 Parlay, which is going to allow him to inflict charm onto an enemy, and we have seen how powerful charm can be in this game. Essentially your opponent is going to lose a full turn, but as well they're going to actually attack one of their own team members, and so Jack Sparrow is the number 2 character on this list. Now more recently added to the game is going to be Captain GANTU and Bubbles, my man Cobra Bubbles. And so Captain GANTU is going to do a lot of damage with his AoE and Galactic Armada. He's going to gain stacks of charge. The longer they let him sit, the more dangerous he becomes, and so we'll be using him as well in this event, along with our good friend Cobra Bubbles. And this guy is an assisting machine, spreading tactics all over the field like crazy. Now I know what you're saying, that's only 4 characters. Itachi, where's my 5th character that I'm going to use for the 7-star part of the event? I'm going to be honest with you guys, you could actually farm my man's down here, Captain Hook, or you can continue to farm out of 4, which is what I'm going to be doing until the Maui and Moana event comes back around. as we know, Stitch is going to be coming around a lot quicker than these other events, so getting these characters to 7 stars is going to be huge, because they're going to be absolutely needed for the meta anyway. So what I would do is continue to farm your Oceanic characters to where you need them at, get their actual gear level up, because Captain Hook honestly is going to be more of a late in game type of character to actually counter the Oceanic meta. His kit is fantastic for that with the recent buffs that the devs did on him, so that's what I would be using him for. Now you may want to go ahead and already start farming him, so you're already ready for that. You've got your counter for whenever you go in to Sorcerer's Tournament and you see that Oceanic team up there on defense. You want to go ahead and place him in, then he could be your fifth character. But I'd be farming towards being able to get Maui and Moana along with Stitch into this team. That's going to be your premier team right there. Obviously Maui and Moana and Stitch are the core 3 for this Oceanic team, and so that's what I'd be really going towards. So as you can see, I got my Maui to 5 stars. He is at gear tier 5. Moana I got to 6 stars. She's gear tier 5 as well. So I'll be going through and being able to do tier be able to get through on tier 4. I will not be getting to tier 5 as we need gear tier 6 in order to do that. So I'll be able to get through 4 right here, 6 stars plus, but I will not be able to get through onto 5. So luckily we're able to use one other character in here on gear tier 4 and not needing a full Oceanic team, or else I'd be dead in the water, guys. Granted, I'm pretty close with having Ariel to gear tier 5, but that's neither here or there. Now the other thing I want to talk about, guys, Wilds got a huge upgrade with Frozen coming to the game, and then Oceanic just got a big work up, step up when it comes to this game and becoming meta. So who's next to get this Oceanic and Wilds type of treatment, right? New characters being added. We had Maui, Moana, we had the Moana characters and the Lilo and Stitch characters added for Oceanic, which made a huge splash again to this actual game. When Frozen came out, you had Kristoff and Sven right away, and they made a huge splash to the game as well. And then we had Elsa and Anna as well to that, along with Olaf, and Olaf is actually a mythical character. But the Frozen team came and brought us some variety to Sorcerer's Tournament. So what is next, my friends? I'm sure you're thinking out there, what could possibly be next? Well, in my opinion, my friends, I believe that mythical will be the next faction to get this Oceanic and this Wilds treatment. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is, for number 1, what do we not have for the mythic faction? And that is a leader. There's nothing to tie these characters together to help them out. Now, yes, we got the Manticore that's used with the Onward team, and that Onward team can be placed under quite a few different leaderships to make them work well. Olaf obviously belongs to Frozen, but outside of those 2 characters, we've got Hades, who can be a plug and play character right now, but doesn't really have a home, and all these other mythical characters that don't have a home. Now we know Zeus will be coming eventually. We don't have him yet, but in all reality, I believe Hercules is going to help this kind of tie together, just how we had Moana and the Stitch characters come to help out Oceanic. I think Hercules is going to come out and actually help out with the mythic team, and I think what we're going to get here is Hercules as a leader in this, and then probably obviously we're going to be getting Zeus. Zeus is already in the game. We can see him, we can read his kit, but he is not playable yet. But then we're adding Phil and Meg, I think, to this, and that gives us 5 characters: Hercules, Phil, Zeus, and Meg, along with Hades as a 5-team mythical type of team for this game, and I think it's very much so needed. And maybe we'll get a spell with Pegasus. That'd be really nice to see as well. Nice little touch there that the devs could put in there. So this is definitely the next thing we see. It's probably not going to happen for another 2 to 3 months, but one thing I did see is that we just had another survey, and Meg was in there, and Hercules were in there, and Zeus. So at least those 3. So we know the devs are talking about Meg and Hercules along with Zeus coming to the game. At the very least, we may not see Phil, and I'm actually okay with that as long as Hercules has a leadership ability. That is what we really need, and I'm hoping that leadership ability actually goes with our mythic characters that we have. We really need something to turn it to kind of bring this mythical faction to life and really breathe life in this mythical faction, so they're not just being placed all over the field, all over the place in different teams. All right, guys, well, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about this. Do you think mythical are going to be our next Oceanic / wild treatment that we get? We'll probably see that in another 2 to 3 months, ready for the meta to change. Let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, my name is Itachi, and this was Itachi Gaming. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you like this video if you liked it, and if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, please help us out. Hit that subscription button. And until next time, my friends, I'm gonna go ahead and throw up the deuces. Peace out, y'all.